All right, so first things first, before we dive into this problem, if Yuki has $220 to buy a handbag in Vegas, they need to send me some of that money. But moving on, if you're going to buy a $220 handbag in Vegas, you're going to pay two different tax rates because there's a state tax and there's a county tax. Now, actually, this happens in more places than you might realize. Often, they just end up putting the tax rates together and telling you the total tax rate that you're going to pay there. As we've talked about locally here in Ohio, it's about 7 to 8% depending on where you are. So let's go ahead and write down the important information. That's the last problem that I solved up there. I'm going to have to push this up without the mic getting in the way. So before tax, so the purchase price, or sorry, the price before tax, sticker price, $220, right? Again, way too expensive. The tax, though, is two different rates. It says there's a 4.6% sales or state sales tax and a 3.65 county sales tax. Here's the deal with these, and this is why this problem's confusing to a lot of you. All we do is add them. Unlike stacked discounts where you might have like a 50% off coupon, then another 30% off coupon that do not add with each other. They do not turn into an 80% discount because one happens and then the other happens. This is not that situation. In this situation, the local municipality or whatever we call it is just going to put those tax rates together and say, here's the total tax that you owe us. So our tax is going to be 4.6% plus another 3.65. So the only way that this problem is harder than our other problems is that we first have to combine the tax rates. And again, they're only rate once we make them into a decimal. that's a 2 and then carries, but we're going to double check with our calculator just because it's here and we're going to use it for another part of the problem. 8.25. No shame in using the calculator because then, since it's already in my calculator, I can just hit divide by 100 to get it into the decimal form and double check that I don't make any mistakes. And now we know that to figure out the amount of dollars in tax paid, sure, we're going to scooch this over because I just realized my picture is getting in the way. So we have this formula on our formula sheet. The amount of tax paid is going to be that tax percentage of the 0.0825 times the sticker price, which is way too expensive for a handbag, $18.15. Now that is what I would pay for a handbag. No, I mean, I would pay $200 for like a really nice backpack, like to go camping, like a backpacking backpack, not a handbag. Sorry, I'm off on a tangent. There you go. Your tax is going to be $18.15. Now, if the problem went one step further and said how much was the total purchase price, then we got to add that $18.50 to the original $220, and we would end up at $238.15. But that's not what the problem is asking. It's just asking for the total sales tax here. So that would be $18.15.